Hey everybody, I'm AB, and this.
Hi. Oh, are you gonna introduce me? Okay, go introduce.
Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Well, no, just keep going. I'm not gonna just go.
I didn't even get to say who you are.
I know, that's what I said. I didn't know you were gonna introduce me.
Okay, let me do it over again then.
Cut. Take
Okay.
2.
Hi everybody, I'm AB Quintanilla, and this is my wife, Rikkie Quintanilla. And you guys wanted more videos, so we're gonna continue to make more videos, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
So what are we gonna talk about this time? I wanna send a special thanks out to Endangered GEAR, to my friends Kenny, Chris, and to Eric for the wonderful work that they're doing through their T-shirt sales. They're helping endangered animals. So I want
on the last video, we were actually wearing a couple of their T-shirts.
So we want to thank Endangered GEAR for for supporting the Quintanilla family, and of course we support them, and we want you guys to go support them also to help save endangered animals, and of course their wives and all the other people that are involved with their organization. And for you guys that are, you've seen us wearing some of their clothing, which is, it says endangered on it. It might have a tiger on the front or a panther.
The shirt that I wore last week, it said GEAR going across this way, and it had like a little sexy lady on it
with a cobra on it. And basically their organization is through T-shirts, through cool fashion T-shirts. They actually take proceeds from those T-shirts and they actually help in I just can't help looking at you. You're so beautiful. I'm sorry. I feel like we're talking together. You know, sweetheart. I feel like we're talking together. But
sorry.
Through their organization, and T-shirt sales and fashion T-shirt sales, like I was saying, they're able to actually help endangered animals, that's super duper. I mean, cool. Of them. And so if you get a chance, go visit them at their website. What's their website?
You can find them on Facebook, www.coresfacebook.com/gear.llc.
While we're talking about gear and talking about T-shirt and causes and stuff like that, I also want to take the time to thank Mr. John Ortiz, who's the director of the Latin division of helping raise awareness for St. Jude Hospital for kids with cancer, which I want to thank him. He actually worked at Capital EMI when we first signed with Selena, and he worked all of the Selena albums and practically all the Cumbia King albums. And he's been a good friend of mine, and I want to thank him for giving me a beautiful experience, which was I thought was the highlight was going to be part of the trip was going to Graceland.
When you went to Memphis.
When I went to Memphis.
Back in what, like early December?
Early December, mid-December. And I thought that was going to be the highlight. You know, I was all hyped up. I'm going to go to the king's house.
He called me. He was so excited. He was like sending me pictures of like Elvis's house.
Yeah, it was so cool. And we got to eat in the museum. Mm-hmm. And we got to eat some of Elvis's food, which was really, really cool. And so the next day, you know, I got up at about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I went to go visit some patients at St. Jude Hospital. And there were little kids, you know, that are in there. And it impacted me so hard. I'll just never forget the looks on their faces. A lot of the kids were from different parts of Mexico y Centro y Suramérica. And they're freaking out that I came to the hospital to see them, and to see them smiling and their parents happy, and but then I'm thinking to myself, I'm seeing them, and you know, when you get chemotherapy and all of that, their hair is falling out, and you know, and they go in there very positive minded, you know, but there's a possibility that they might not come out of that hospital. But on a good note, at night when they had the banquet that I went to, that they actually one of the main guys from St. Jude, he addressed all the audience, and it was all the radio programmers throughout the United States. It was like a big convention, and he said that no parent, I forgot the exact words he used. It's basically no parent should have to bury their child, you know, and that impacted me, and I mean, that was a beautiful experience for me. And this is something that we don't think about every day, that we have our health, but the good thing is that before St. Jude, the percentage of kids that were passing away from cancer was 96%. Out of 100% that walked through the doors, only 4% came out. The beautiful thing through St. Jude and through the research that the doctors have done, now, believe it or not, the percentile is now reversed. Now it's only it's 96% of the kids walk out of there.
96% success.
96% is a success.
Rate.
And the beautiful thing is that they actually invented some kind of laser that's going to be coming out within the next year or so that the doctors already are perfecting, that will be able to actually work on a brain tumor and dissolve a brain tumor without hurting the brain at all. So to me, that I want to send a shout out to St. Jude and all the St. Jude, the kids and the parents that, the other day I got a message from a lady and she lost her sister to cancer. And she had 2 kids in the hospital at St. Jude with cancer, and I mean, I lost my sister and that was hard for me. So I could only imagine this lady, she lost her sister and then she's in the hospital wondering whether her 2 kids are going to make it or not. So, the thing about this video, I want to really use whatever words I can use or to help. Because sometimes we think we don't make a difference, you know what I'm saying? But we can make a difference. We can. Like, for example, recycling. I was never one of those guys, you know what I'm saying, to recycle. I'll be the first to admit it. Whatever, because you don't think about things like that. And when the city of Corpus Christi, they came up with a cool system. They came up with a blue garbage can and a green garbage can, okay? So I know in the green garbage can is where I throw the regular trash. And for some reason now, I'm just accustomed automatically just like to throw the milk jugs that are made out of plastic, cardboard, paper, anything that I believe that's recyclable, I now do that, And for all you guys out there that don't think you can make a difference, you can make a difference just with, your attitude and just with, just spreading more love around and just, just trying to help as much as you can with whatever you can. Unfortunately, I have a lot of people that hit me up and I get so many sad stories and I wish I had just all the power in the world to help with everybody, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, we're just living in a time and age where right now the economy is so bad right now, that everybody's feeling it, and but all I can say is just, tomorrow's another day. And my dad always tells me, son, you might have problems, you might have this, but at the end of the day, everything works itself out. And that's something that I've learned. I've stressed over so many things. And at the end of the day, things do work themselves out. Now, I also want to send a shout out to some friends that hit me up at Rock's Boxing Gym in Arlington, Texas. I want to send a shout out to all you guys that actually invited me to come by, and if I want to spar or work out,
squab?
I want. Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, actually, the cool thing about boxing is when you go in, everybody's friends with each other. And if they say you want to, we call it banging.
Throw some chingazos.
Yeah, throw some chingazos, or what we call it. But they call it banging. You gonna bang on Saturday? You know what I'm saying? It kind of sounds a little bad.
Nobody better bang you.
What?
I said
nobody's banging me, baby. It's just an expression, Yeah, I know that you can use it for other things, but I mean,
that just doesn't sound right.
It doesn't, it doesn't. But
I'm gonna bang him on Saturday.
On Saturday. Well, then it's like,
well, I know, but it's imagine a guy being like, I'm gonna bang AB on Saturday.
You're banging something, you know what I'm saying? You're banging up somebody, man.
I know, but like I said, imagine a boxer telling his friend, like some random friend that doesn't know, and be like, I'm gonna bang AB on Saturday.
No, he's not gonna say it like that. He's gonna say we're gonna spar in the gym. We say you gonna bang on Saturday, yeah, it's like you're gonna get,
So, you and me, we banging on Saturday or what? Or you and me gonna go bang on Saturday?
Hey, right now you're in the house, dog. Right now, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Anyway, I also want to send a shout out to my little niece Lily. Why are we sending a shout out to Lily?
It's her birthday today.
Yes.
My niece, she is 6 years old.
And she went, unfortunately, I'm sorry, Lily, I wasn't able to go today to to where you had your celebration dinner, but I was able to go.
We had a birthday party on Saturday that, of course, he came to, but tonight I picked him up from his training at about 5:30, and the dinner was at 6, and he was like, I'm just way too tired to go. He's like, I just want to go home, shower, and just relax. I was like, that's fine. I was
and
like,
so,
you go rest
and
up.
at the event for Lily, I was able to talk to my sister-in-law Penny, who really inspired me because she took up boxing, and
because of him,
because of me, and she's boxing at.
Well, because she's seen his transformation. Because like he was saying last year at this time he was weighing 196. Now you're down to like 154 now.
153.
153. So my sister saw the transformation. She was like, wow. So he inspired her. And now, in return, she has inspired him.
Because she's going 2 times a day.
2 times a day.
3 times a week. And she has her kids. She has to pick them up from school and this and that. And she's telling me everything. And what makes me happy is I turned her on to something that excites me. And it excites her too. She's excited about it because you start looking, like I look at her leg. With total respect to you, you know what I'm saying? That's my sister-in-law. But you can actually see the transformation, like in her leg. Her quads are actually building up, and you can tell she's slimming down. And, and she says, I mean, she's going through the same workouts that I'm going through. And even
but she inspired, because he was only going 1 hour a day. So the fact that she's going 2 times has inspired him to step up his game, and he's going 2.5 hours, 5 days a week.
I'm going 2 times.
2 hours.
2 hours, 5
days a week.
5 days a week now. So I'm doing that, and I'm not gonna lie, I have to take a little orange or take something just for some carbs because after the first hour I'm beat up. But I go and I join the next class, and I want to thank my coach, Ben Flores out of Paragon. Paragon of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for his inspiration, because he's not only inspired me, but he's inspired. He has students in there that have dropped over 100 pounds. Suzette's lost over 95 pounds. He's got
homegirls looking good.
Yeah, he's got boxers that are actually 80 years old, and they're going to the.
I told my grandpa to go.
Grandpa should go.
I told Grandpa, and Brittany looked at me. She was like, Grandpa can't go do that. I was like, not for Grandpa to go be a professional boxer. I was like, but Grandpa was like, guys go in there for their health to keep them active. And he was like, I can't do that. He's like, I'll knock myself out.
We've got some guys in there that are as a matter of fact, I spar against him. He's 56 years old, but he's 6 foot something, and he weighs about 195 pounds, and when he hits hard. But Coach mixes it up, and he has us fight each other because we're both left-handed, which we're both southpaws. So a southpaw against a southpaw, it's crazy because you have to reprogram your brain to learn how to fight against. How does a left-handed fight against a left-handed?
Well, same as a right person fights against a right-handed.
Yeah, but
person. You're just not used to it because you're so used to fighting.
Because somebody's always throwing punches to the other side.
As awkward as it is for you to fight somebody left-handed, it's that awkward for them to also fight somebody left-handed. For a right-handed person to fight a left-handed, because it's not that common. Yeah. So I want to thank Ben Flores for his he's not only just my coach, he's become my best friend, and not only my best friend but Suzette's, and we're just a close-knit family there. And the other day I went into the second class, and I see this kid. He's about maybe 6 foot tall or something. Maybe weighs about 180 pounds or so. He's not out of shape. He's like stumbling around, like he's almost like has no equilibrium, like he's drunk. Just learning how to walk. And so I see him, and I'll help Coach out, there. And if I see something like, hey, Coach, that guy looks like he might pass out, because you have to watch out for things like that, because you can pass out from heat exhaustion from there, from the gym. I mean, it's so hot in there. So I called Coach over and I said, hey, Coach, that guy, he's kind of stumbling around and he looks like he might want to pass out. And Coach told me no. He said, unfortunately, that guy rode his bike to a convenience store. And at the outside of the convenience store, he got jumped by 3 or 4 guys, and they beat him. They beat him up, and
you know, I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. I mean, I got a knot in my throat, and I cried because it really, it hurt my heart to know that there's people out there that have that much hate in their heart and that much anger
people.
and that and be that ignorant that you would do something to a human being like somebody like that that's minding his own business. A kid goes to the university. I mean, he's just a regular college student, you know, and it's amazing that his life has changed. I mean, it's impaired his speech, it's impaired his balance, it's impaired everything. But every gym turned every gym turned this guy down, and coach took him in. And I want to commend Coach Benjamin Flores for showing him love, because he did the same thing with me. I have bad food allergies. I'm allergic to everything badly. And so from the age of about 28, I literally have had my balance is off. When I look at you and I look away, there's like a delay. But I've gotten used to it, you know. So when I went into the gym, I had no balance. So coach had to show me how to almost like showing a toddler again how to balance himself, to walk right, and how to stand upright and you know, to walk a certain way. Because I was also slouching my back, which causes a curvature of the spine. Which when they did check my spine recently, I did not now, but I did have. It's probably hopefully straightened out now, but I had a slight curvature of the spine.
Yeah.
You know, so it teaches you proper etiquette of how to balance yourself. And coach was patient with me, and you know, and I'm almost dyslexic. I did say that.
You did too. You always say that.
You better bleep that out. You better bleep that out. Anyway, and the word Panamanian, it is correct. By the way. Dyslexic. I didn't say it right. But while we're talking about bullying, because there's different types of bullying. Okay, there's bullying which can be a physical bullying, where you pick on somebody, you push them, you beat up on them, you jump them for money, 3 against 1, 9 against 1. You know what I'm saying? That's bullying.
There's a verbal.
And there's verbal. There's verbal. Names. There's a cyber, which a lot of you people, you know, not a lot, but a little bit of you people do on my Facebook. And not only on mine, I'm sure if you do it on mine, you do it on other people's Facebooks, which, I mean, that's a form of bullying. While I'm talking on that subject, I just recently had the honors of meeting a wonderful gentleman out of Austin, Texas.
They're from Austin?
Yeah, they're from Austin.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yes, he's from Austin. His name is Roland. He's a new friend. Hello, Roland. And the name of his company is Rosco Red. Okay?
Now, why the name Rosco Red?
The name Rosco Red, okay. He said when he was 5 years old, that until up to the age of 5 years old, that he had an imaginary friend. And his name was Rosco. You know what I'm saying?
I had an imaginary boyfriend named Chewy.
I hope that wasn't like for Chewbacca.
My dad told me that my sisters were talking about them having boyfriends, and I went up to my dad and I was like, I have a boyfriend too. And he was like, really? What's his name? And I went, Chewy.
But you made that up though.
Yeah, but exactly. It's imaginary.
My friend Roland from Rosco Red, his friend Rosco, you know, I said...
It's imaginary.
No, it's imaginary. Because I told him, yo, you ain't one of those that been seeing ghostesses and stuff like that. He goes, no. He goes, no. He goes, I just felt, he goes, like I had a friend with me. He goes, so what do you
I don't know. I have like
Stop doing that right now. You can do that later, okay? Stay focused here. We're doing a show.
You're talking, not me.
It doesn't matter. You still have to be here. You're like Johnny Carson, you know, with Ed McMahon. You were too young. You weren't born. I was real little when that came out. It'd be like...
Johnny Carson was around when I was little.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah, he might have been around when you were little. But anyway, so going back...
Not that young.
He had an imaginary friend till he was 5 named Rosco. And the reason for red is because it doesn't matter what color you are. When you get cut, we all bleed the same color, which is the color red. So that's why he named his organization Rosco Red. Now, Rosco... I believe that imagination is important for kids, you know, especially kids that don't have toys. I was one that didn't have any toys at all. So I used to pretend that I was Spectrum Man.
I had no clue what the heck Spectre Man was. He showed me a clip on YouTube. I was like, that looks like the Tin Man.
If I look at him, I mean, he doesn't even look cool, man. I wouldn't. I mean, I thought he was.
He looks like a broke ass Tin Man.
He does look like, just with a fin, right? He looks like a broke ass Tin Man. I'm sorry.
You know, like when you're a kid, like what you did for Halloween, like when you're a kid and your mom will only buy you the mask but not the whole costume.
Yes, exactly.
He looks like he has on the Tin Man mask, but then like
but not the rest of the costume. Y'all can look it up under Spectrum Man. But anyway, so I would pretend. But through imagination grows dreams. Yes. And dreams, you know. And while we're talking of dreams, you know, you have to ask yourself, we have to have a dream. You know, whatever it might be whatsoever, you have to have a dream. Thanks to you guys, I've been able to complete a lot of dreams. And thanks to my wife, she's made a lot of dreams come true for me.
What did I do?
We'll talk about that after a while. Anyway, but going back to the gentleman Roland at Rosco Red.
Oh, yes. Sorry, my ADD's kicking in.
He has a company also. You can look it up on Facebook, Rosco Red. He has a Facebook company, and he sells T-shirts and baseball caps. And through his financials that he makes off of those, he is actually putting kids through school, through scholarship. Now, the kids that he's doing, like let's say the straight A kids, we automatically know that they're going to get offered scholarships. But what about the kids, and I'd probably fall into this category. What about the kids that just want to go, you would probably fall in that category also, that just want to maybe be a hairstylist, or they just want to go straight to mechanic school, or they just want to be a chef or whatever, and they don't want to go through the whole academic thing. You know, that's okay as long as you find something that financially
as long as you have a profession.
A profession and something
you
that...
have a career.
The most important thing is do something that makes you happy, you know. Yes. And I've been blessed and been by you guys to be able to do something that makes me happy, you know. And so through this gentleman, through Rosco Red, which I'm actually going to be helping him with an anti-bullying campaign, Rosco Red and myself, to try to talk to the kids about bullying. You know, and I believe it's at an all-time high right now. It's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So his company not only is against anti-bullying, it's against racial discrimination, profiling.
That's good.
Profiling, which is a bad thing.
You said sexual preference.
Their sexual preference. You know, whatever you do. That's
bullying in general.
Yeah, bullying in
The
general
whole program
is what his program is about. And it's an anti-bullying program, which I stand behind 100%. And I want to send a shout out to you, Roland. We had an excellent conversation on the telephone, and I'm really looking forward to the work that we're going to achieve together. And Roland's dream is to make a difference. That's all he wants. He says, I just want to make a difference. When I'm not here anymore, he says, I want for people to remember me for something. And I think that's very beautiful, you know, of him, of doing this cause. So Rosco Red, we salute you.
Our hats off to you, sir.
Eric,
if I had
Chris, and Kenny, and all the guys, we salute you at GEAR, Endangered GEAR also. Ben Flores from Paragon. And all the students at Paragon, because there's a lot of there's some badass MFers there, man. Yep. We're running the roll-on battery, so I've said enough, and you've got enough for 20 shows here.
All right, we gotta head on out. End this.
We're actually not going anywhere, but we gotta go.
We gotta go from y'all.
We gotta leave. Sorry. Till the next video.
We love y'all.
Peace and love.
Go ahead, subscribe to our videos. We'll be posting more tonight.
Rosco Red, stop the hating. The #1 disease in the world is ignorance. Let's stop the ignorance, man. We got to stop that. That's where all hate comes from. That's where ugly things come from. Ignorance, man. Ignorance. That's the #1 disease, and there's a lot of people infected with that disease, and we got to pray for them and that they one day get cured from that disease. Ignorance. Rosco Red, man. Look out for that future project coming up real soon. Take care. Peace.